Welcome to Ribbon. This course is on C Sharp. This is part 2, and this is creating your first application. We're going to pick up on where we left off previously, and that would be on creating your account with SoloLearn. So we're going to go to sololearn.com, and we're going to create an account. And after you have your account created, you should see a header with courses, code playground, discuss, top learners, blog, profile. What you want to do is click on courses, and once you click on courses, this page should appear right here. And what you're going to do is look through this until you see C Sharp. So once you see this, you click on C Sharp and you start the course, and the course looks like this right here. Okay, we have basic concepts, conditional loops, methods, classes and objects, arrays, inheritance and polymorphism, structures. We're going to go through all this, and at the end of this you're going to receive a certificate, which is pretty cool. So what we want to do now is actually run an application in Visual Studio. So we're going to go back to Visual Studio, and inside Visual Studio where we had our project, if you don't remember, we went to File, Project, New Project, and we made a project name. And let me actually do that right now so everybody's on the same page. And we click on console app right here because that's what we're doing, and we click on the next button, and it should present you with the configuration. And what you're going to put is, let's just put hello world, and that's it. We're going to click on the create button, right? And it's going to take a while, and I will pause this and come back. Alright, actually never mind. Let's delete this line right here because that's actually what we're going to do. Okay, so this is what it should look like. Right here you have your using, and that's just a configure files, and on the right side of all of this you should have your solution center, which holds your projects. And we're going to touch on all this stuff. It would just be impossible for me to tell you everything in this one video. So we have our program right here, and then we have our dependencies, etc., etc. Okay, so if we go back to this, we have our namespace, right? And namespace is where your file is located in, and our file is located in hello world. And every time you see a bracket, I think of where the program starts and where it ends. So I think of hello world, of this is our main program, it starts here, and then we have a class, which we're going to touch a little bit more on too. And then inside of our class we have a static void main. And every time I think about static void main, I think about methods and functions, because that's what this is. It's the main function of our application, and it's going to execute our code inside these curly brackets. So it looks kind of, it's a lot, but it's really not. Well, you'll get the hang of it if you stick around. So let's write our first code to execute, and it's a simple console write line. Alright, so we type in console.writeline, and we put in parentheses, let's put in hello world, and I'll be touching on all this stuff later, but right now we just want to run this application. At the end of this you're going to see something like an error line, and that's an error. It means the code can't run if you have an error. So at the end of this code you're going to need to put a semicolon, and that's that. So we go all the way up to the top, and we see a tab called debug. We want to click debug, and we want to click start debugging so we can run our application. And you should see code down here. Let's just start debugging your application. Next, you should see a console line. Well, not a console line, a console. Something looks like this. And as you can see, the first program is ran and is done. You can see it says hello world. So that's it for part 2 of creating your first application.